Update today, a judge has set bail for Steve Pidgeon, the former Erie County Democrat chair and political operative who was closely tied to establishment Democrats like the Clintons and Andrew Cuomo. Now, because of the extreme censorship on YouTube, I can't even describe the crimes committed allegedly by Stephen Pidgeon, but it involves a child under 11 years old. An article from Buffalo News opens saying, once a powerful figure in Western New York politics who flaunted his close ties to Andrew Cuomo and Bill and Hillary Clinton, and also advised billionaire Tom Golisano, now wears an orange jail garb behind bars. The same article does point out that even before these latest charges against Stephen Pidgeon, his prominence as a political kingmaker in Erie County had ebbed over time, but then unraveled 3 years ago as he first pleaded guilty in state court to bribing a judge and then later in federal court to making an illegal campaign contribution to Andrew Cuomo. WIVB4 with more info on this. They say last summer the girl told her mother about it. An investigation began immediately, and prosecutors say soon after that, Pidgeon sent a disturbing text last July. According to Patrick Swanson, an assistant district attorney, quote, the defendant texted one of the victim's family members, who the defendant is close with, to inquire about what was going on and why no one was returning his call, stating, quote, why won't you call? I am ready to do something drastic. You have to talk to me. Later that day, prosecutors say Pidgeon showed up at the victim's home. On August 2nd, prosecutors say Pidgeon's close friend, Gary Parenti, showed up at the victim's home inquiring about the case, and the family called police. This article adds that Parenti and Pidgeon worked closely on Tom Golisano's campaign for New York governor. Pidgeon not only spent years fundraising for the Clinton and Obama campaigns, but even worked in Washington, D.C. for the U.S. Secretary of Health and Human Services. This article also notes that Pidgeon was currently awaiting sentencing on state charges of bribery and federal charges of illegal political donations. Next, they explain that it was the charges related to accusations of Pidgeon's crimes against this child, not political corruption, that landed Pidgeon, 61 years old, in the Erie County Holding Center. He turned himself into state police on Thursday morning in Clarence, later appeared in a Buffalo courtroom with his hands cuffed and shackled to a chain around his waist. If convicted of all charges, Pidgeon faces a maximum of 25 years to life in prison. He will be back in court on December 20th. Pidgeon has denied the allegations, telling the Buffalo News last week he believed he was being set up by someone. Quote, it's absolutely untrue, Pidgeon told the News last week, the night before turning himself into state police. He suggested that someone might be setting him up, someone whom he helped the FBI investigate. The path to the criminal charges laid out Thursday started this summer, according to prosecutors, when the child told her mother about what allegedly took place 5 years ago, between Thanksgiving and Christmas of 2016. The name and age of the child are being withheld, with prosecutors saying the child is under the age of 11. After hearing from her child, the mother spoke with an attorney who had previously done work for the family. That attorney contacted the district attorney's office. County prosecutors started investigating and then brought in state police for help. District attorney said because the police agency covers multiple jurisdictions. Quote, we weren't sure exactly how many times this may have happened, where it may have happened, where the defendant was living at the time. On Thursday, Pidgeon was brought into Erie County Court Judge Kenneth Case's courtroom, but before the hearing began, Case recused himself from the case. Case has not publicly said why, but State Board of Elections records show Pidgeon donated $250 to Case's judicial campaign in 2010, an indication of Pidgeon's many footprints across Erie County's political landscape. Now, in an update on Monday morning, they say a state Supreme Court justice set bail for former Erie County Democrat Party chair and political operative Steve Pidgeon. Prosecutors argued Pidgeon should continue to be remanded, but the judge set bail at $250,000 cash, or $500,000 secured bond, or $750,000 partially secured bond. No conditions were discussed. Back to the previous article from Buffalo News, they say a former Erie County legislator and former chairman of the county's Democrat Party, the 61-year-old Pigeon was known for decades as a political supporter and fundraiser for Cuomo, former President Bill Clinton, and other prominent office holders. Again, they also reference how in a previous case, Pigeon has already pleaded guilty to bribing a judge. They remind us here that Pigeon has been under investigation by federal and state agencies since at least May of 2015, when FBI agents and state police raided his home and office in downtown Buffalo, seizing documents and computers. As for these previous charges involving Pigeon's political corruption, his sentencing date has been delayed repeatedly, and sources close to the case confirm that Pigeon has been providing information to federal agents and prosecutors who have been looking into allegations of political corruption in Western New York. Some more background on this previous case involving Pigeon. The news reported last November that federal agents were investigating Pigeon's dealings with Mayor Byron W. Brown's administration and Modern Corporation, a Lewiston company that made millions of dollars disposing of trash for the city. A former Modern Corporation executive told the FBI and federal prosecutors that Pigeon in 2015 was making $25,000 a month as a lobbyist for Modern. One of Pigeon's main duties was to convince the Brown administration to approve a no-bid renewal of Modern's contract, which paid the company more than $5 million a year. City officials declined to approve the no-bid renewal, the news reported, after authorities raided Pigeon's office and home. In federal court, Pigeon was charged with conspiring to arrange illegal campaign contributions in a complaint filed April 28, 2017. Please leave a comment and tell me what you think about this latest update. If you could give this video a thumbs up, remember to click the like button, that's greatly appreciated. And make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. As usual, thank you very much everyone who has been supporting this channel with your donations over at Patreon or PayPal, and with your super chats as well. It's greatly appreciated. Even just a few dollars makes a huge difference and helps me keep talking about these important issues. You can find either link down in the video description, where you can support this channel directly, patreon.com/realityreader or paypal.me/realityreader. And again, with all the censorship happening here at YouTube, I'll remind everyone it might be a good idea to find me on some alternative platforms as well. One place you can find me is superu.net. That's super, the letter u.net. You can search for Kip Simpson over there. You can also find me at odyssey.com. I will follow up soon. Thanks again.